another episode of the Noski Show. I'm here chilling with my boy Vinny. I'm your host Noski. We got a special guest today.
Special guest in the building. He's the S to the C to the H to the ELNDY.
Thanks for having me, boys. I traveled a long way to get here.
Long way.
You guys got a coaster or anything?
All the way from... No,
dude, we already upgraded the set for you and with you. You can't ask for a coaster.
Coasters weren't in the budget.
Weren't in the budget.
All right.
Hopefully, though, but, if you guys subscribe and whatever, maybe one day we could get a couple coasters.
Support us.
Christmas gift.
That'd be pretty cool. Holy shit, what's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. We got the new setup. I hope you guys like the new freaking setup.
Hope you dig the new setup. We worked hard on it today. We had big contributions from our boy Schlendy here. These are his tapestries.
Yeah,
Could
a lot
be
of his input.
Future producer.
Tapestries, desk, chair, roof.
Built the whole thing.
Roof. Yeah. So... Little insider. We all live together. Schlendy was the first one to live here with the homeowner Vance. So me and Noski moved in late, took over.
Don't tell
Schlendy's
anyone.
OG'd.
Been a treat.
Schlendy's OG'd up and cheeked up.
Boys caked up.
Schlendy, you look like a wizard right now.
Well, some people would agree with you.
I like it.
I think
the
it's true.
vibe.
I kind of am a wizard.
Pull some
What do you
magic.
need to know?
Pull some magic.
We need to know the
Kinda.
truth to the magic. Is it real?
It's very real.
Are aliens real?
Yeah, I have to get off top right away. But what do you think about aliens?
Aliens.
What we gotta ask.
I mean,
every
aliens is
guest.
kind of a construct, ain't it? What is an alien?
It's a foreign being.
From another land.
Not foreign from another country. From another world. I want to
Not
get
in-
that right. I ain't saying
illegal-
Do
nothing.
you guys think
Alien.
we're aliens? Kind of.
There's a chance. I do.
I think we could be aliens before they're aliens. And what if we
Interesting.
make spaceships and go to another planet? Well, then we would be an alien.
Correct.
Them.
Right.
Maybe we're just aliens.
That's a good
We
point.
just don't know it yet.
That's a good point. We are probably aliens once we reach interstellar travel.
Yeah.
Aliens aren't real.
You don't think so?
Show me.
Well, that's the thing. There's no proof.
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar. Here we go.
I know
But anyways.
I know it might look like I believe in aliens. I get that.
Yeah, you guys look definitely look good.
Walked out of the pod screaming conspiracy theories.
Freaking alien rituals and shit.
I know we always talk about aliens, folks, but we're not actually here to talk about aliens today.
No, today's topic, we're talking about all things mysterious with sleep
And how aliens cause them.
and how they're related. Interdimensional aliens
Interesting.
that come through your dreams.
So I'll go ahead and
I'm talking shit.
kick it off here. One of the first things, getting into sleep, we all have our sleep habits, right? So, for instance, I'm a one firm pillow, one fluffy pillow, sleep on my side kind of person. Well, how do you guys sleep? I need music or TV on in the background.
It depends for me.
I haven't slept in 62 hours.
Yeah. I don't sleep at all.
Sleep is for the weak.
I mean,
I don't get tired.
I'm on a swing shift right now, so it's sometimes it's different. But sometimes I'm like, oh, I want one pillow. Sometimes I want two pillows. Sometimes I'm sleeping on my side, and sometimes my stomach. Sometimes I'm just fucking
I want all of them.
hammered.
All the pillows. Firmness. Soft.
Yeah, but you don't feel like sometimes you have your neck's too propped up, and you're like
Too cocked.
Yeah.
No. Never.
Really?
Mm-mm.
This is
Great.
My dog takes most of the pillows away anyway. So
That's fair.
She'll be our next special guest.
Yeah, I don't know. I
if
feel
she lives
like
that long.
I hope so. No, I feel like I used to be like that. I'm
You
like, all
gonna fly
right.
her out too, or
I mean, we get a couple more.
It is a long
subscribers.
flight. It's arguably 2 flights. It's 2 flights, as a matter of fact.
I mean, I could take out a loan.
We've been boozing a little bit.
Yeah, we were having a day.
But no, yeah, I'm a multiple pillow guy.
always
Firm and soft.
soft on
Back,
the top. Obviously,
nope.
Soft
I don't
on the
know.
bottom.
I don't know if I'm a backside or I feel like I wake up on every one. So.
I actually agree with that.
That's fair.
I go to sleep on my side best. Once in a while on my back, never on my belly. People who sleep
Can't
go
be
to sleep
trusted,
on
right?
their belly.
I do that.
Dude, I don't think I
Trauma.
trust you anymore.
They got trauma.
Or they like it in the butt.
I usually always end up on my
Again,
belly.
trauma.
Oh my, that's
I can't do it. I feel like it when I'm on my belly, like whether my head's straight down or on either side, like I feel like I'm choking. I got to be on my side, and then I roll around a lot.
Yeah, I roll around a lot too. Well, I suppose let's get into some of these different dreams that a lot of shared people have. Maybe we can talk.
So everybody has crazy dreams. We've all had them. We've all had shared dreams that many human beings have had. And we're going to talk about a few of those today, a few of the good ones, and what professionals and people who study the subject think the interpretation of them is.
Yeah, reach out in the comments if you guys have had similar dreams. So this one, we'll start off here. The first one is you're back in school, like taking a test or something, and then you fail. Like I've always had, like this one happens to me a lot, where it's like you're about to like graduate from high school, but there's a class that you're not passing or you skipped or something, and you're like, oh my God, I'm not gonna graduate or something, and then you just wake up and you're like, what the fuck? You're like, oh wait, that was, years ago. I'm like, what the frick?
I don't have like the dreams where I'm like in class taking a test, but I have the dreams where I'm like in class and I'm fucking around again. Like my real experience in school was I was already failing tests in real life. I didn't need to dream about it. That's just the way it goes.
I never went to school really, so
That's fair.
I guess I never had really dreams there.
Never had that one.
I guess I had nightmares of having to go in.
Yeah,
Like
that's a pretty
going-
scary nightmare.
of this going to
Just
schools
just
and
first
shit.
period, yeah. Just get
Said the guy who's in college right now, just so everyone's aware.
It's studying
Yeah.
hard.
yeah, I'm just, making up for lost time.
I didn't go to school, but I am going to school.
That's fair. That's fair.
I don't
Cool.
have a campus, so
Yeah, the campus is the bedroom.
Online is the new wave, man.
I feel like that's the only way people do school nowadays.
probably why everyone's
Retarded.
a little retarded. Yeah.
I was retarded before you had to go to online school to be retarded.
What
Yeah,
about
before it was cool.
you guys ever had a deja vu moment?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
Like
You dreamt it and then it happened?
oh yeah, that's it's more of like a almost like a premonition kind of, you think of it. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
had that a lot.
And sometimes I'm not sure
Weird.
if it was a dream or if it was like it actually happened and I just live in the Matrix.
It's weird where it's like I'll have things that are very like specific. Like one that stands out to me, it was like one time I was out with Vance and his girlfriend at the time, and we like in my dream I was like, oh, I went to this bar and had like a Skittles flavored sour, and then like the next
Like
day,
a drink or like the candy?
no, like a sour beer,
Oh, okay.
and then like the next day like it was that like same thing. It's a very specific thing, right?
Right.
Like a Skittles flavored beer, you're like, oh, well, that's just weird.
There's only one of them, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Or like
That's pretty wild.
Or like one time he was taking me through like a house that he was working on painting on. I was like, oh wait, I've fucking been in this house before, like the stairs, the walls, like whatever looks like, really similar. So like those things always get me where it's like, I was having it really bad where it's like I would get like 2 or 3 a week for a while, and it just like messed with my whole brain. I'm like, okay, it's like, am I actually living my life, or is my life like pre-thought out and I'm just
It's a big question. A lot of people think it is.
it's a question I still wrestle with a lot.
Predestination.
Yeah, like I guess, what do you guys think? Do you think it's you are in control and you're deciding what happens, or it's like, oh, I'm just Because sometimes you're like, oh, I want to just go do this, because then you just have an impulse for no reason and something
But
happens.
where did that thought come from, though?
Yeah. Was it you or was it
predetermined? Did something put that there?
Like,
I don't know.
like
man.
I feel like I want to get drunk tonight, and I decide not to. I'm usually getting drunk, but if I decide not to, was that predestination, or did I actually free will decide to not drink? Predestination usually tells me to drink.
Well,
Not all the time.
Maybe.
It is. Maybe. I mean, it's definitely probably one or the other, for sure. But like, it's I don't know. I go back and forth on that one a lot.
I'd agree. I'm undecided.
y'all need Jesus.
It's just
It
tough.
depends on the day.
Yeah, I definitely need him a lot more, but
A little more church wouldn't hurt you.
it's just tough where you're like, all right, why am I, even if it is free will, like why am I having these weird dreams that seem like they're like I have the dream and then it happens. You're like that, like I'm not that so Raven.
Well,
Good callback, dude. I fucking remember that show.
Like what is this?
how about you? Have any deja vu moment
I feel like
in a dream
I can't
predicted the future?
I can't specifically recall like an exact moment that I had a dream and then it felt like it happened. But what I remember happening several times is where I'm having a dream, I'm hanging out with my friends, and we're having a conversation, and then it won't even be the next day. It'll be a few days later. And I'm sitting down somewhere with some friends having a conversation, and it's all so familiar.
Yeah.
Like I've had this conversation.
Like, oh,
Like, have we talked about this before?
Yeah.
Or, and I, you know, that's like my strongest sense of deja vu that I can recall off the top of my head.
Yeah. I feel that.
What about you, Schlandy?
I actually have a very specific one I haven't ever forgotten about. And,
Fire it up.
You know,
Premonition.
I know I said I don't dream about school, but 6th grade.
I don't know
Here
if
we go,
I don't know if I trust
busted.
this guy.
So, growing up in a city, going to your first day of middle school, you're going to meet a lot of new people. You're kind of nervous. So going in my first day of middle school, I had a dream that, I walked in my first period, and everyone's like, oh, hey, Brandon, what up? Everyone knew me. I was awesome right away, popular kid,
Cool
blah,
kid.
blah, blah. And then woke up, for real, went to school, and that's kind of what happened. My first period, you have to introduce yourself, and everyone goes, hey, Brandon.
So you're like going around the class. Everybody's
yeah.
introducing yourself,
And everyone
then,
says the name,
Yeah.
like, hello,
Yeah.
you introduce yourself. So it's kind of a
So
deja vu moment.
Oh, I get what you're saying. It's
okay.
like it wasn't exactly like they were only cheering for
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
but
yeah.
everybody did it, and you dreamt
Yeah,
it first.
yeah,
but
yeah.
for you, it was just solely you.
Yeah,
That's kind of wild.
it's kind of trippy.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I remember having to do those. Stand up, introduce yourself, and
Yeah.
tell us
And-
something about yourself.
Yeah.
homeroom or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sharing. Like
Yeah.
you're wearing a weird ass fucking session of AA.
Like we give a fuck.
Yeah, like no one really
we
gives a
give
shit.
fuck.
Like, oh, who's this fucking nerd? You know?
In the pink sunglasses.
That was the last time everyone ever said my name. So.
Hence the birth of Schlendy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Known as, it after that or something. What,
Common these days. So
okay. So those are like, you guys ever have any other premonitions type things or not really?
Not like hardcore that I can remember. No,
Yeah.
I feel like they're
sometimes
out
you
there.
remember them too, and then you think about it for a second, then it's just like gone.
In 3 days
That's what
and
dreams in
47 minutes, I will remember one so vividly, and I won't remember to bring it up again.
Should have brought it. Yeah, I get that.
do you ever dream about like past memories? I feel like everybody does, right?
Oh,
Like
definitely,
childhood stuff?
definitely.
Not
Relive-
as much for me.
Like your uncle touching you, like
No, I never got that lucky.
I've definitely like relived moments, but it didn't play out the same, and
Right,
the situation wasn't exactly the same, but it kind of is like so when I was a kid, I was in swimming classes and I fucking suck at swimming. To this day, I'm not a strong swimmer, but I was like really struggling one day. My floaties weren't keeping me up. So I was freaking out, and I've had dreams about that over and over throughout my life, periodically here and there.
Okay. No, typically, like, I don't have, like, dreams where it's like, oh, this was a past memory. Normally, it's something, like, completely just seems crazy. Like, you know, driving a Ferrari on the beach, flying, or, like, I'm a Jedi, or, like...
This sounds like a dream.
Yeah, this might have been a daydream, folks.
Like, most of the time, it's like that. What about nightmares? You guys get nightmares a lot?
Yeah, I feel like I do get nightmares a lot. I feel like I have more nightmares than I do just basic dreams.
Really?
That's doing okay?
No, I'm not doing okay, as a matter of fact.
Surprise, this is an intervention.
Vinny, you've been drunk for 3 weeks, man. This is a problem. We're going to have to cut you off.
It's 2.5.
Count correctly. No, I'm fine, folks. Thanks for tuning into the pod again. I think I'm going to call it here. You guys have a good one.
See myself out.
Nightmares? Yeah, I feel like I nightmare a lot.
Do
Probably
you
why I
have,
haven't slept for 62 hours.
Are they like always the same one, or is it like
sometimes? Different? You ever have that? You have a nightmare and you're like, oh, you wake up, like, thank God it's over. Go back to bed.
And you jump right back into
where
it.
Left off.
Only like a couple times. I don't nightmare a lot, really.
Wow, life is good, huh? No,
it's pretty good. Most of the time, it's like I can
selfish bastard.
I can fly usually or something. I'm like, wow, this is fucking bad.
Good for you. I'm glad everything's just
Noski
rainbows and daisies over there.
But the way you look right now screams rainbows and daisies.
Oh, I am.
It looked like you were in a dream.
I never said I hated my nightmares. Right?
Like you look like it's like I took some DMT and passed out, and like you're like what I would see.
I mean, my nightmares might be way different than your nightmares.
So give us an example. Then I'll give my examples.
Okay. Well, you wake up, put in the work boots, go to work.
So life is a nightmare. You're absolutely
we're dreaming right now. We're having a nightmare right now.
Yeah, I don't know, like, try and murder your family and fail. Kind of a nightmare.
That's always tough.
Yeah.
I usually, normally in nightmares, I'm the one, you're getting chased. The one getting home. For most people.
That's my nightmares to a T, dude. I'm almost always getting chased. And it's not always monsters. Sometimes it's people. Sometimes I'm trying to run away from a situation. I'm running away from him in regular day life every day. But
get over here.
But like these same nightmares often lead me to sleep paralysis, which is another thing we were gonna get into tonight. So like I'm regularly trying to run away and I can't move. And I'm fucking fighting to move and I'm fighting to scream and nothing comes out and I'm like,
so you're in the nightmare where you're getting chased, and then you have the paralysis.
Yeah, so I can't move, I can't yell, and then like.
But is it like get into that? Like you're getting chased, and then you get paralyzed, or is it like you're paralyzed the whole time?
No, it's like I was always being chased, but when I recognize it in my nightmare, I'm not able to move. As soon as I recognize it in my dream, I'm immobilized.
You're self-aware, right? Yeah.
Like it's like a little bit of lucid awareness, but like
I think they're definitely kind of go hand in hand a little bit because sleep paralysis, like lucid dreaming, you're like, oh, I'm self-aware that I'm dreaming, and then you're like, oh, I want to do this, do that,
whether it's good or bad, right?
Yeah. Versus sleep paralysis, you're like, oh, I can't tell if I'm sleeping or awake, and I feel awake and I can't move, so I'm gonna try to like. So they both have like self-awareness,
and then when I finally wake up, I'm like. I shoot up like, and I Vance and Schlendy, I've seen it. I wake up and I'm like aggressive, like I'm swinging at someone. I wake up hands up like I'm fighting. Like you've both seen it.
I usually shoot up first thing when I wake up too. I'm just kidding.
Oof. No wonder why it's all rainbows over there.
Yeah, I'm almost
high as a fucking kite.
Yeah, I dig it. I should probably change my lifestyle.
So you guys are having nightmares and you can't sleep. What do you do to help you fall back to sleep?
I drink a lot.
Okay.
Drinking and smoking does like kill your
You
dreams.
think that's the most healthy?
I know it's not. But motherfucker, I got to get up for work tomorrow, so I need to try and get some sleep, so I pound the brews.
Seems like a...
Do I feel like shit tomorrow? Used to. Now it's just life.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just so used to feeling like shit. You're like, you don't even know what feeling good.
either
Remember
I-
what feeling good feels.
Yeah, either I don't get sleep and I feel like shit, or I wake up hungover and I feel like shit. But I slept.
Fair enough. I feel like it's counterproductive, but
Yeah, probably not the best thing.
I'm just a little judgmental Sally over here. So
Yeah, welcome to the pod once again, Schlendy.
this is my pod.
What about? I don't know about that. What about you, Schlen? Do you ever have sleep paralysis?
Not sleep paralysis.
No, I've had it one
But
time.
I do have something that helps me sleep at night.
You have something that helps you?
Yeah, I do.
We're all ears. The
Well,
people are waiting.
I'll show you.
Okay.
I donated this desk here for you guys.
We don't.
Have you ever checked the drawers by chance?
Couple times.
Couple times. We
Not
didn't
that-
look closely.
not that
We were only
intensely.
looking for tax.
Okay. Well, here I'll show your crew.
He planted
Yeah,
this
well,
today. I'm not buying it.
Little sleep help.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
dude. You definitely planted that today. I know for a fact. But, yeah,
Nice.
taking a big cock might put you to bed, I guess.
It does wonders. Really.
Where's your gets your?
Look familiar, Noski?
I think I've seen that in a dream once.
That was in his last dream of sleep paralysis, as
I
a
was
matter of
wondering.
fact.
Maybe in the shower, maybe?
I thought you were watching over me.
Maybe the shower.
Suction cup to the wall.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Well, that's a pretty
you with
poor
that?
mascot to bust out. I don't know if you guys noticed. We got Bob Ross hanging out with us in front of the
Oh, yeah.
fucking stand down there. Let's get the story away from big dicks on our table. But
I wouldn't necessarily call that big. Girthy.
I'd agree.
big is correct, whether it's long or girthy.
Fuck,
Big
we
is
may
still
have to-
correct.
We may have to blur that out. I don't even know.
We don't know what the rules are.
Take her
For
down.
those of
I'll
you,
take her down.
for those of you who can't see the blurred out image, it's a fat, girthy chode of a dildo. It's also a trophy for somebody who took last place in their fantasy football championship last year.
Damn, I wonder who that would be. That's tough.
You know
It'll
what
happen.
they say: if you're not last, you're not first.
Something like I think that's how it goes roughly.
Nailed it.
Once.
I'm not gonna
I
sleep
don't know how
tonight
I
now
can
that
say
I
either.
see that.
I don't even know how I can say anything serious right now. But like one thing that I tried last night was the binaural beats.
Different
So-
frequencies, right? In each ear.
Yeah, so how it works is it's like you have your headphones on and then one side plays one frequency, one side plays a different frequency at the same time, and then your brain then thinks you're hearing the frequency between the two. So like it says if you're listening to a 440 hertz tone with your left ear and a 444 tone on your right ear, you would be hearing a 4 hertz tone. The difference.
And so the benefit to this being, if you're somebody who regularly lays down and you experience like brain racing, it's supposed to help quiet your mind, calm anxiety, fall asleep
Yeah.
and stay asleep,
Yeah, I think
right?
so there's like theta waves and delta waves. But yeah, they both do kind of that where so here it says delta will give you like deep sleep, healing and pain relief meditation, anti-aging, cortisol reduction, access to the unconscious mind, where theta is meditation, deep relaxation, and creativity. But I was reading before too where they have more here too, but the theta ones are supposed to help, not like maybe not stimulate is the best word, but like almost like promote you having a lucid dream. So it's like if you do that more and then like maybe like tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna have this kind of dream or whatever, you're more likely to like have that happen. I didn't have any like dream like that last night, but I was also kind of
We were
drunk,
also
too,
drinking.
so that probably didn't help. But it did help me like kind of unwind better and fall asleep easier, I think.
And with the ultimate goal being achieving a lucid dream, correct?
That's my goal, yeah.
Yeah, so I did research into this when I was in high school, and I never read into this, but what I read and what I did successfully have a few lucid dreams in my lifetime, was before going to bed, I would repeat to myself in my mind, I'm going to have a lucid dream. I'm going to have a lucid dream.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a lucid dream. And I would do that for 3 minutes or so. And then afterwards, I would say in my mind something along the lines of, I'm going to have a positive dream. I'm going to have a positive dream, and I tried that.
Yeah.
And a few times it did work.
It was a lucid dream?
And it was a lucid dream. Like I wouldn't say I was aware it was a lucid dream immediately, but upon several what feel like dream minutes, I realize it, and then I'm like, oh shit, I am in control of my destiny.
Yeah, I'm self-aware that I'm dreaming. I'm gonna do what does this do? How can I do this? Can I do that?
I think if you stick at it, you can do it. What about you, Schlein? Did you ever have a lucid dream?
No, I'm too impatient.
Fair.
I don't want to work that hard when I try and sleep.
Yeah, but your brain's already going. And it's almost like a mantra.
Badass.
It's almost like a mantra, which
Really?
can help settle the mind and put you to sleep.
Hmm.
It's like counting sheep.
I always
It's
thought a lucid-
repetition.
I always thought a lucid dream was when you had control of your
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. But
So-
the process of getting there is like the mantra and the repetition, like counting sheep. That
I've
helps
had
you
it
get
happen
there.
without doing that a couple times, but it's like, I think like I've had it almost like 2 different degrees where it's like I'll have a dream, but I don't realize I'm in a dream, but I'm in control. I can like run this way, run that way. But like where you're like, oh, I'm in control, but I know I'm in a dream too.
You ever wake up and realize you were in control in your dream, but you didn't realize it while you were dreaming?
Yeah.
Because I've had that.
It's kind of similar thing in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever experienced that.
It's pretty bizarre.
What about this other one where it says dreams, you're hanging out with a celebrity. Any celebrity?
I don't think I've ever had like a celebrity dream. I can't recall any.
Yeah, me neither.
Not
Only
even like
really people that I've had in my life, really.
really?
I feel like I dream about people I know directly or strangers like that aren't even real people potentially, or people I just glanced at walking down the street. I can't recall ever dreaming about a celebrity.
Well, yeah, maybe not a celebrity. I mean, I feel like I've had dreams where I've
obviously
like
you
banged a
have no
TikToker.
You said what?
like
Say it again
like
for everyone.
like having a dream, and you're having like relations with a woman who's like a famous TikToker or something.
Damn, you freaky dog.
Okay, this might be TMI.
You got any names?
I shouldn't.
I shouldn't. Hey, okay, this might be a little TMI, but have you guys ever had a wet dream?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I
No.
never had a single wet dream in my life, but I remember learning about it in health class and thinking it was weird that I never had one.
I mean, I think it's pretty normal, common thing.
I feel like that's only things people that get wet dreams say.
Sorry to put you on the
only-
spot
it
like
only
this, Noski.
I mean, I think it only happens when you're like younger for the most part.
That's to my knowledge, yeah. Like going through puberty.
But
is
I've
what
had
I was
dreams.
Last week, Noski?
No, but like I've also had dreams where I'm having sex in the dream, and it's not a wet dream at all. Like you wake up and it's
Right,
not, like,
right. Like I've had those too.
Yeah,
But I've just never busted that good nut while I'm sleeping, dude. I'm trying to get there
well,
still.
it's never like a full on.
I'm sorry, folks. This is not what I thought I was coming to talk about today.
Well, you haven't given us much on the topic we came to talk about today, bud.
What's that?
I think it's pretty funny.
Sleep.
Yeah, I haven't slept in 62 hours. What do you want to know?
Take some
You have a
melatonin.
lifetime of sleeping, but the past 62 hours are all you came to talk about.
Hey, yeah, it is.
I want to go back to something here.
Okay.
Go back to the previous one about the binaural beats
Oh, this one.
and go back to the delta. So this I find interesting. Healing and pain relief due to the frequencies. So it's like sound frequency therapy of a sort.
Yeah.
I've never really heard of it. I can see it, but I've never felt like. I guess actually
Yeah.
maybe
Just
that's not true. Music makes me feel better sometimes.
Yeah, I know different songs, different frequencies will have different effects.
Or, the old-fashioned having a fan on. How many people do
Background noise. Background noise.
I
Yeah.
never thought of
that?
that
It's white
actually.
noise.
It's white
It's a
noise. Yeah,
certain
it's
Frequencies.
it's a
Sound
frequency. It's maybe not this frequency, but I do
Yeah.
agree with background noise. I can't sleep without it.
Yeah, me neither.
So like one thing I've got in there kind of recently a little bit at this freaking gym is like the pulse electromagnetic frequency mats.
You're gonna have to explain that further.
What'd you just say?
So it's like a mat, and like Dana White even says he uses this.
ChatGPT, fill us in.
But it's like a mat that gives. So the Earth generates its own natural frequency.
Right. That I did know.
And so like these kind of like manipulate that that frequency. Yeah. So pulse electromagnetic fields is a form of therapy that harnesses the power of magnetic fields to stimulate various functions in the body. They impact the behavior of cells and tissues, like energy production basically do energy production, waste removal, self repair, and it's supposed to be like really good for you. I don't know, like it is one of those things. Like I do all the weird health techie stuff sometimes, and that one it's like
you are an engineer.
You don't really feel like it doesn't really feel like anything when you're doing it, So I don't know if it's legit or not. But Dana White swears by it.
Kind of like hydrogen water.
Boss.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing. Similar.
Kind of like hydrogen water. We don't know if it's working, but you
don't
still
really
stand by it.
It's not like when you do like cryo chamber and you walk out and you're like, you just feel it,
I've never done a cryo
Me
chamber.
neither.
Oh, it's the best thing.
Is it like better than a sauna?
Yeah.
Whoo.
Because it's only like where I go at my gym at the
It's at your gym?
Yeah, at the Western Racquetball Fitness Club in Green Bay.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out to them. But yeah, it's a cryo chamber. You get in. It's like a negative, like it's liquid nitrogen. It's like nitrogen gas. So it's like negative 200 degrees, 170. I forget. So it's freezing cold, but it's only for 3 minutes.
You lost me.
And then you kind of walk out, and then you just feel
It's like an ice bath?
It's like an ice bath, but for me, it's more comfortable because like I try to take cold showers, and it's just so hard for me because it's so uncomfortable.
So this is like, it's like, are you actually in water or are you just in, it's the air around you that's cold?
You sit in, it surrounds your body, your head's up top, and then it's just the air. Like it's the nitrogen gas.
Can I get a heater on my balls while I do it?
That would probably not make it as
Probably defeats the
effective.
purpose.
Yeah.
So you just come out fully shriveled up or?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, but. But yeah, no, you walk out of there, you feel like $1,000,000, but it's so good for like your muscle repair too, and like just like healing.
I'll give it a try.
Oh,
I would try it. I would try it.
One thing I want to try is like if we're really hungover one time is try like a IV.
Oh, I've heard that. Actually,
supposed
like
to be really
straight
good
up
for you.
IV, it cures your hangover like that.
I guess you don't have to be
$300.
hungover to do it, but
No,
I think there's a place here.
when is there a better time to do it?
there's no better time. I think there's a place here.
You
in
think they would
Appleton
let you
can do it.
though? Just walking into a clinic like, hey.
No, he's saying there's like specialty places that do it,
Really?
not healthcare wise, but like, well,
Yeah.
healthcare,
They're
but
different.
not.
Yeah, like this one's for like energy. This one's for sleep. Whatever.
Interesting.
There's a place in Appleton that does it.
Really?
Yeah, I forget the name, but my coworker was talking to me about it. Wanted to try it.
Hit us up if you're watching, buddy. We need the deets.
That'd be cool.
Or if anybody else knows, send us some info on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely heard about that. I feel like I've heard JRE talk about it. But I mean, I don't doubt it for a second, because like if you're ever like really sick, right, and you go into the hospital, they give you fluids, they give you IV.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, it's a world of difference, right?
Yeah, it's like night and day. You're like back to life.
I've been a sickly boy all my life. I've had plenty of fucking IVs.
I've hardly ever spent any time in hospitals unless it was.
You're missing out. Medical debt's the best.
I ended up in the hospital once for partying a little too hard, and that's what they did.
Oh, really? Like alcohol poisoning?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Fair. Enough said.
But yeah, then it's like that just like you just feel like a new, like you would, it's like when you have it with a hangover. It's just like you're just night and day difference. You're back to normal like nothing. What about this one? You guys ever have a dream? I mean, this is like one everyone's had. Is like you're just falling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I have these quite a bit. It happens like pretty regularly. If I'm not being chased, I'm falling. But the thing that trips me out about this dream is when I wake up, I still feel like I'm falling.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like wherever I'm sleeping, the bed, the couch, whatever, I feel like it's bouncing, it's shaking, like I was levitating, motherfucker. Some magic shit.
Yeah.
It feels like I just landed.
See, I always have, it's like if I'm falling off, it's like a concrete ledge or something, and then it's like, but I never, like, barely ever hit the ground. You always just wake up right before you.
I've heard that you don't ever actually hit the ground in the dream.
Yeah, usually I don't.
Isn't it weird that in your dream you can feel the feeling of falling, but you can never like feel pain in a dream?
Yeah, that is a pretty bizarre sensation difference that you can't differentiate in a dream compared to real life.
But I've had people claim that they can feel pain in a dream, like the tooth one.
I have heard that too from people.
Like our friend Unger was talking about. He's like, yeah, like he has the tooth falling out dream a lot, but it's like can feel like the pain from it, like pulling your own teeth out kind of thing, which to me is wild because I don't think I've never had that.
And for those of you who don't know, the teeth falling out dream is one of the most common dreams among Americans due to recent studies. I don't have the source off the top of my head, but it's linked largely to anxiety. So if you're having those dreams where your teeth fall out or are getting plucked out, you're anxious about something is the most likely cause.
Yeah, I've heard that. Or you're like a control freak because they say your teeth are the one thing you can't control falling out, really.
Really? Okay, I could see that.
They used to use that on my mom all the time because, boy.
Control freak.
Do you have dreams about your teeth falling out a lot, Mom?
I love you, Lisa.
Yeah, sorry, Lisa, if you're watching. I also love you.
For the falling one, it says it could be associated with feeling out of control or overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. What else we got here?
You lost
another good one.
You lost your voice and only would call for help. That one reminds me of like the sleep paralysis.
And it goes right along with the sleep paralysis, right? Read that first line.
Oh yeah, may just be a result of sleep paralysis. Yeah, because that's what I've heard. It's like, all right, I realized, like the one time I had it happen to me, it was like, all right, I realized I'm in sleep paralysis. And you're like, oh, I'm awake in my bed, but I can't move when you're trying to move, and then I just try to scream, and you can't. But then eventually, like you just.
Then you wake up screaming, punching, fucking coming out, swinging. Whoop-pow! Yeah, that shit sucks. I hate it.
Have you ever experienced that in real life? Where you're trying to yell but can't?
Usually not. No.
I have.
I've lost my voice.
Well, from an accident.
Oh, really?
Oh. This is actually a good story.
Completely?
I clotheslined myself on a horse fence.
An electric fence.
There are 3 wires.
Electric one?
I got caught in the throat. I have scars, actually, on my collarbone still from it. But, yeah, I tried yelling. Nope. After that happened, I got up. That was the first thing I tried to do to see if I was okay.
Did it, like, cut you? Or maybe it just, like, punched?
No, I ended up being okay. It was just, like, shocked or like bruised. It was really bruised.
Your, like, voice box or something.
Yeah.
So let me give you all a little context here. We're hanging out on this property, riding 4-wheelers. I will leave out any further details so as not to get the property owners in any trouble. But we're riding four-wheelers around, and I see him driving towards the fence full speed. I mean, he's pinning it. And I start screaming at him across the field, fucking stop. And then I see him just stop dead, fall back. And I'm on a four-wheeler across the field, and I'm cruising over him, thinking I'm about to walk up on a fucking decapitated best friend in the world.
Yeah, you're like, holy crap, holy shit.
And I come up to him, and I'm like, dude, are you okay? And he's like, and he moves his hand from his throat, and there's blood dripping, and it's immediately a bruise from the bottom of his chin all the way down to his collarbone.
Oof. Did you go to the hospital?
Fuck no.
No,
man.
guess what? Somebody might have just gave him drugs I had on me, and we just called it a day.
Made it work?
I don't know if I did drugs that day.
Allegedly.
I know I didn't go to the doctor.
Yeah, that's...
Or home for 2 more weeks.
I was going to say, you're probably
I was 16 years old.
You're probably out of commission for a little bit.
We were kids. Yeah, whatever.
It was fun.
That'll happen, though.
It was a memorable week for sure.
I'll never forget it.
See, I remember my cousin one time drove, like, into the fence sideways, but not head on, and cut his leg all up and crap. And I was fine. I was in the back. I had, like, a little bucket.
I did call a doctor, and he was amazed that I was talking.
Yeah.
Hey, man, so this is what happened. And he's like, wow, I can't believe you just explained that to me. Yeah.
Right. Like, how are you able to talk right
He said, you should probably come in tomorrow.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
I mean, at least you healed up good.
I'm going to smoke some pot instead.
Yeah.
What about this one? You're naked in public?
You start.
As a dream?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so. Maybe like in my underwear in front of people.
I would agree with that. I don't recall ever being naked, but I recall being like in my underwear and uncomfortable in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my dreams are boring. No, I never experienced
No nakedness.
I'd rather do it in person.
Teeth are falling out. We kind of talked about this one. Pent up anxiety, like you're saying. I've never had that one. Being chased.
Yeah, talked about that.
Yeah.
That one's more a nightmare. Position of power, a CEO, president, or religious figure.
Oh, yeah, I've had that one.
I dream of owning my own cult every night.
That's another daydream.
I don't know if I've had that one, really.
I can't say I've had that one. But if you read on in there, I was reading this one earlier, it says it's often assumed to be within people who are full of themselves a little bit, but
Yeah.
therapists believe further that it's more likely people who have the least amount of power in their life looking to achieve a significant place of power and success in their life.
Okay, I could see that.
Call me out.
Yeah, I knew we'd find you on one of them. He's
other
been lying
one-
this whole fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times it's like I always have
yeah.
a dream of like I can fly or like I can jump like 3 stories and like jump on a freaking building, and then I keep jumping, and then eventually I can like kind of fly.
Do you think it's like a boy dream? You know, boys, superheroes kind of are like a thing. Do you think girls ever think about having
Being able to
superpowers?
fly.
Ladies, hit us up in the comments if you ever have this dream so that we don't just think men only have these dreams.
Yeah,
Ladies, hit me up.
that's fair.
He's
I'd
single.
like to know that. Because I have that one probably more than most, I would say.
I feel like I've never had that dream where I'm flying and able to fly.
Yeah.
It's kind of a common one. I've had that.
Or at least that you can jump like the Hulk or something. And you're just like...
Not a jumping one. I've had a flying one.
Okay. Like I always have like I can jump, and then it's like I'm trying to
Noski's
fly.
dreaming about being the Hulk. That
Yeah.
tracks. Big and strong.
Yeah, I guess.
I had one very vivid dream as a young child, probably 3-4 years old. And it is such a bizarre dream that it has stuck with me my whole life.
Yeah, okay.
And so basically the dream went, I'm living in Burnwood at the time. We had a big house, decent yard in the village. It's a small village. I'm outside laying on a lawn chair, and I was big into dinosaurs at this time.
Huge.
Nothing's changed. But at the time, really big into dinosaurs. And I had a fucking dream that a T-Rex comes walking down the street. And I didn't panic. I didn't run. He's chasing motherfuckers. And then as he's turning that way, I'm sitting here, he's turning that way, the dinosaur pooped on me and it killed me, and I woke up. And I'm not even joking, dude. That dream was so vivid that it has stuck with me my whole life.
Did you like drown in its poop?
It was falling and I woke up.
It like smashed you like a boulder?
Well, I imagined it as a boulder-sized poop. It was a T-Rex.
Like just squashed you. That's wild.
Yeah, I always
that's
thought so.
Not usually how people dream about dying by a dinosaur, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm not most people.
You guys, like, what's the spookiest, scariest dream you've had?
My family members dying or like being murdered in front of me. That shit, wild. I've only had it like once or twice, but that shit'll fuck my whole day up if I wake up from that dream. You wake up,
you're like, oh my God, thank God that was
you call everybody.
Yeah. I fucking love you, Alex. I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. Like, yeah.
That's wild.
That one fucks with me. But it's only happened like once, maybe twice.
I remember one that sticks with me when I was like a young kid. It was like, I was sleeping over. I had a friend sleep over, so like back in the day, like you sleep on one end of the couch, I sleep on the other end, you know. And I was facing the door of my house, and I couldn't. Like I thought I was awake, because but I think I must have been dreaming, because it always doesn't make sense. Because it's like there was this like dark hooded figure at the door, and he was slowly like creeping towards me, very slowly. But every time I would like blink or close my eyes and then open, he'd be starting back at the door. And I was so petrified I couldn't move. And then I was like, well, if every time I close my eyes he starts back, I just like remember going back to sleep. But I was like, it felt like I was awake, but it's like, you know, you have dreams where you feel like it's real. So it was like, it was wild.
I absolutely get that. I think there's situations like that where it's fucking poltergeists. I believe in ghosts. I have a story, and my brother and my good friend Connor can corroborate the story. We were driving down to Miami, going on a little vacay. We stopped at a hotel in, I believe, Alabama, and we had been driving for like 12 hours already, maybe 13, 14 hours. And we stop at this hotel, get a room for the night. It's this ghetto-ass hotel, lights flickering, cops in the fucking parking lot when we pull in and check into our room. We all go to bed. Simultaneously, at one point early in the morning, after maybe 2 to 3 hours of sleep, we all three wake up, and we all see a dark figure at the end of our beds, between the two beds. And we're all sitting there in silence for a second. None of us realized the other was awake. And then all of a sudden I hear Connor say to Alex, "You awake? Do you see that?" And me and Alex at the same time go, "Yeah."
Holy shit.
And we got up, packed our fucking bags, and checked out and got back on the road on 2 hours of sleep because it was so fucking real, dude.
Yeah.
It was one of the most terrifying real life experiences.
And you were sure that you were awake and not sleeping because you all had...
Because we all seen it and we all got up and left simultaneously, dude.
That's wild.
How long were you awake at that point?
We had been up...
on the road.
We left Wisconsin probably 4 or 5 in the morning. With the time change, we were in, I want to say it was Alabama. I can't remember for sure. I'm sure Alex or Connor could remember better. But we had been on the road for at least 12 hours. It might have been closer to 14 hours. and we had been sleeping in the room for roughly 2 hours.
Did it have like a face? Because like
It didn't have a face. It didn't even have a figure. It was more of a shadow blob, kind of. Like maybe you could vaguely make out extremities, but certainly no face.
yeah, like for me, like it was like a hood, almost looked like a hood, but there was no face. And you hear that actually a lot of people have the same kind of thing where they see like this hooded, faceless figure, which is
Yeah.
That was your guys' chance. Sell your soul right there.
That was
I
the devil.
tried.
That might have been the Reaper.
You wouldn't take it.
He said, you're going to have to offer some more than that, dude. What you got in your bank account?
Yeah, that's not gonna slide.
You have any like extra, not extraterrestrial, like poltergeist, paranormal activity experiences?
Oh, for sure. I grew up in a town called Butamore, Wisconsin. Stands for Hill of the Dead.
All right, so give us something.
Nothing really exciting or detailed. I just remember as a kid vividly at my house that I was staying at, like a hand grabbed my ankle from underneath the bed. Yeah, total. Grabbed it.
Felt the grip.
Yeah, felt the grip. Felt like a human hand. 5 fingers, the whole ordeal. Lights go off, on, and then nothing else. But it was super quick, just a few seconds. But
You think you were awake, or do you think you're dreaming?
oh, I was for sure awake.
What?
Yeah. And it happened in a house that's been in my family.
Hiya, Georgie.
Yeah, it's been this
Fucking
house.
Pennywise.
Could be haunted.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that shit was haunted.
Yeah, it's a
Are you
house-
talking about your dad's house that I went and visited years ago when I was younger, or was it a different place?
Same town,
Same
different
town.
house.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
My uncle's place, but it's been in the family
Long time.
generations, and
Are you talking about your uncle that keeps all his old machinery?
yeah,
Okay, I've been to
yeah.
that house.
Yeah, I've had great grandparents all die there. My grandma died there. I had an uncle die there. Whoever else I can't remember, but
Maybe it was just someone fucking with you.
and again,
right?
like I said, it stands for Hill of the Dead because the French massacred a bunch of Native Americans there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew that about Baltimore.
And there's been a couple other weird things in that town. Like every Halloween, I know it could just be coincidental, but every year there'd be a hatchet in the same tree in the same spot. Just weird shit like that.
What?
Yeah, it could be easily
could be
explained.
someone
Yeah.
cracking
Yeah,
jokes,
Yeah, it can be easily
or
explained.
It
it could be ghosts.
But like the only time I ever thought I saw an alien was also in that town.
Really?
Yeah, Halloween night again. But a huge like flash orange orb flew across the sky.
Okay.
Not a shooting star. I don't know what it was.
Like
It's
bright
huge.
orange.
Like lit up the
Weird.
street bright.
Really?
Like daylight
So kind
bright.
of like close. It
Yeah.
seemed like yeah.
Right over your head. I feel like you could touch it.
Do you, if you recall, could you hear it?
No.
Yeah.
No hearing.
We're back to aliens, folks.
Aliens, back where we started. Full circle.
Yeah, but that town's got a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Crazy
Oh yeah, there's
shit going on.
and my uncle could tell you stories too. He's lived there his whole life. It's weird town.
It's just wild.
You got any others?
Not crazy like that. Mainly just that one that I talked about really like sticks with me more than any other. Most of the time I'm like, I feel like I have some creepy like that. I'm like, oh, it's just the
You write it
shadow
off.
of this, the wind of that, this thing. I'm like, oh, it was probably nothing, more of those.
I got one more. It's not really nearly as creepy, but it was very real. And again, it was me and my brother. So when I was in high school, my uncle took his own life. R.I.P. Uncle Mark. To you. But we're staying at my grandparents', sorting out the funeral details, getting his house and his car cleaned up. And my brother and I always hung out in my grandparents' basement. There was a pong table. There was all of our toys that they kept for us. And all of our life growing up, they had this rock and roll Elmo doll. He held a guitar. He had buttons.
Oh, I know the one.
He had buttons. And if you pressed a button, he played a little jam.
Okay.
And one night, immediately after this had happened with my uncle, my brother and I are downstairs going to bed for the night, and there's 2 couches. We're sleeping on the couches. The doll is sitting across the room, and out of nowhere starts playing a song.
What?
And it felt eerie, but Alex and I both just sat there and we kind of were like, that's just Uncle Mark saying hi.
What?
Not like super spooky. It felt a little eerie.
But you when it
Felt
like
a little
move and
off.
go up, yeah, you kind of.
I wasn't going to get off the couch. I tucked my ass in tighter.
Yeah,
It's not like I was scared, but I feel more comfortable when that blanket's tucked up in there.
yeah, you feel like a little petrified in
What
a
if
way.
there was no batteries in it? You check.
If there was no batteries in it, motherfucker, I'm not coming back, Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't.
I kind of have an eerie story. It's not creepy or super or ghost-like, but kind of goes back to our discussion on if our life is predetermined.
Okay, I like this.
But
Where
when
this going?
my grandpa passed away, he died on a day in October.
Okay.
I feel bad for not remembering the certain day at this point, but anyway, he worked at a factory his whole life for 20 years, and when he retired, they gave him a watch.
Okay.
That, had the time and then it had the date. His watch broke on October, I think it's 17th.
Okay.
And then 25 years later, that's the day he died on.
Whoa. That's a trip.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
That is kind of spooky.
That's a trip.
Yeah, weird.
So he just never fixed that watch.
no,
It broke, and he's
yeah.
just like, whatever.
Yeah, it's all
And
crap.
then you
Just left it
or
at the same time.
Bill or somebody comes across it. Caroline comes across it.
Yeah, my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what are the odds of that?
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of wild.
Spooky.
So you think you're gonna have a lucid dream tonight, Noski?
Well, I've been drinking a little bit, so probably not. But I'm gonna keep
Well,
trying.
If you have another wet dream, just know where it came from.
I'll try.
It's sitting right over here.
Hopefully, I don't have to change the sheets. But
I fucking read years ago in high school. The reason I stopped trying to lucid dream is because I read that
yeah, he said it was like associated with demons.
it's
and stuff.
associated with another plane of existence. If you believe in several different planes of existence, multiverse, whatever you want to call it, lucid dreaming is in some aspects considered to be another plane of existence. And when you lucid dream, you allow yourself to be open to the plane further.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows evil
To come
into your soul or your life more so. And that spooked the fucking shit out of me. So I stopped trying to lucid dream.
Yeah, I can see that.
Might be why I'm so fucked today, dude. It might be sitting here
someone
with me.
Yeah.
Maybe someone got me.
You need an exorcism, probably.
You know a guy?
We'll do it live on air.
Oh, tune in next week, folks.
Check in for the
The
exorcism.
power of Christ compels you.
Oh my god. Well, I suppose, guys, we're coming out an hour. Wrap her up.
All right, let's do another hour.
That was fun.
Well, let's give one last outro to our.
As always, folks, thanks for
Sponsor.
joining in. Let's tune in to another outgoing song from Noski's co-worker.
Yes, sir.
It's called Fight.
Knights of Indigo.
Knights of Indigo again. Fight.
Check them out on Spotify.
Speaking of nightmares.
Woo! Thanks for listening to another episode of the Noski Show.
And thank you, Schlendy, for being on for episode 5.
Yeah, hope you come back. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.